What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Advice, and I am ecstatic to announce the Regulation D ranked ladder has finally arrived. It's time to start showcasing these teams I've built. And I've showed them on casual ladder and a little bit of tournament footage, but it's time to get these ranked teams on ranked ladder. Let's run it. Okay, so this team has a Tailwind Disquake mode and the Rillaboom Sneasler combo. Got the Abyss with Tailwind is good against both. I can burn Garchomp or Sneasler and then get my back Pokemon in a position to win. And I think Knuckles and Brobafett are the best options. But I'd like to disguise Got the Abyss as Knuckles. And that way if I get Tailwind up and they don't, I can press Wisp. And if they don't break my disguise, they might still think I'm a Heatran. The way I see it, if I can burn Garchomp, maybe take out Sneasler, then Heatran does really well into this team. It's good against the Kilowattrel, the Sylveon, the Rillaboom, so I just need to focus on getting rid of the Garchomp and the Sneasler, and then I can bring in Heatran to do what it's meant to do. Alright, first ranked battle of Regulation D. Good luck, have fun. Let's do it. Okay, Rillaboom Sneasler is what we see first. So I do want to get the Will-O-Wisp off on Sneasler first. I'm just going to go for that Will-O-Wisp. And then we'll set a Tailwind. I'm thinking about going for a Rain Dance because I do want to hit both of these Pokemon with Hurricanes. But if they go for like knockoff Dire Claw, they just go for the Fake Out. So that won't affect us because of Covert Cloak. We do get the Tailwind up. But if they double into Tornadus here, then it's not really worth setting up the Rain. But they do just go straight for the close combat into Got Ya Bish. So that works out well. You witness the power of Zoroark disguised as a fighting type weakness. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp Rillaboom. And I will set that Rain Dance now. And if we don't take much damage through this turn, I should just be able to spam Hurricanes with Tornadus. So a lot of times Tornadus comes in, he gets Tailwind up, and goes down pretty quickly, but those games where you can get Tornadus to stick around, by burning the things that threaten it the most, you get a big advantage, because Hurricane does huge damage, and Tornadus is really fast. So what do they go for? They Dire Claw. We can't get any of the effect chance because of Covert Cloak, and they try to Drain Punch Heatran again. So maybe they thought it was a glitch. They didn't understand why close combat didn't work. You know what? We profit off the inexperience of our opponent. I'm okay with that. Someone's got to teach him this lesson. I'm just going to Bitter Malice Sneasler and Hurricane this Rillaboom. And if it's not Assault Vest, it should go down in one hit. Okay, I mean, we almost take out even through Assault Vest. And Bitter Malice doesn't quite do half, so they just close combat again. Literal insanity. Drain Punch too? Damn, that's 4 fighting type moves that this Zoroark has taken for me. So no excuse for losing this match. Our opponent has helped us out a lot, but I'll probably include this one in the video just because it really demonstrates you can get away with a lot with Zoroark against opponents who haven't seen Zoroark used. And Zoroark isn't a common Pokemon, so it's the kind of lick that you might expect to see. Sneasler goes down to the Hurricane. We clip Rillaboom. And we didn't even take half of our health with one of our lead Pokemon. So we're off to a great start. Tailwind does go down, so we can reset that again. We get to see who they have in the back. Try to put the actual Heatran and Brobafett into a good winning position. Okay, Garchomp is one, and Sandy Shocks is the other. Okay, so both these Pokemon threaten Heatran. I do definitely want to Will-O-Wisp Garchomp, and I'll just set the Tailwind. They have the booster energy speed, so an Icy Wind won't be enough to make sure that Landorus outspeeds, and there's also the chance of missing. So fortunately we have Wide Lens on Bish, so these Wisps are very likely to hit, but I have a safe Tailwind here. I might as well use it. Yeah, they just go Terra Electric. Get rid of their ground typing, which doesn't mean much for us here. We do connect Will-O-Wisp on Garchomp. Are they Lumberry? They are not. And they go for a Rock Slide. They miss Heatran and Tornadus. Damn. So we get pretty lucky there. We keep Zoroark. Tornadus wouldn't have gone down to the Rock Slide, being that Garchomp is burnt, but the double miss is definitely fortunate, obviously. I'm gonna Bitter Malice Garchomp, drop their attack a little more, and I'll just throw a Hurricane at it as well. I do want them to take both my Pokemon out this turn if possible, so I can just get the free switch in with a couple turns of Tailwind left. We dodge another Rock Slide with Zoroark. And they do clean up Tornadus with Thunderbolt. Alright, so Rain's gone. We got 2 turns of Tailwind. Garchomp just barely stays alive through the burn. I'm gonna bring in Landorus. And yeah, I mean, we can just Bitter Malice Garchomp and Earth Power Sandy Shocks, and that should do it. Our opponent definitely made this one easy on us, but I mean, that's what Zoroark does. Boom, Garchomp down. Bang. Sandy Shocks down. Man down. GG. Oh, they get all the respect back for having the Umbreon trainer card. Okay, this is an interesting team. They got Trick Room with Hisui and Lilligant. It's kind of like the Spike Myth team that Battle Room was using. So I like Bubba 3 and Knuckles for the lead against the Trick Room option. We'll bring Rain in the back. And Urshifu's pretty good here too if we can get the Rain up. Now this is the benefit of Min Speed Rillaboom. That's why I use it, is for this matchup right here. Rillaboom and Indeedee speed tie by base stat. So if my Rillaboom is Min Speed, it's at a minimum a 50% chance to win the terrain war. And that's only if Indeedee is Min Speed as well. And They do lead Indeedee Armarouge, so we will see right here if we win the terrain. And we do. Their terrain goes off first. And then our terrain goes off, and they're not Psychic Seed. So knockoff will hit them hard, but I'm just going to fake out Armarouge and set up a substitute. I'm okay with them getting up Trick Room here. If they want to set it with Indeedee, that's fine. We'll at least get the substitute up. And they just go for Follow Me. And now Heatran is behind a sub and should not be threatened by Armarouge. Okay, so I do want to reset the fake out, so I'm just going to U-turn off of Indeedee, and I'll double up into it. I actually do want to take out Indeedee. Follow Me is really annoying for my anti-Trick Room game plan, so they don't switch out here. Flash Cannon's a nice hit. It doesn't do as much damage as I'd like for them not being Psychic Seed, but and they do just barely survive the U-turn. That's cool though. They're low health now, so if they switch out, anything they take on the way back in will KO them. I'm gonna switch in Urshifu here. And this is mainly just to get them to Terrastalize into a grass type, so that I can hit them with Flash Cannon, because right now I don't have anything with Heatran that can hit Armarouge. And they can't hit me really well either, but if I can get them to burn their Terra early, that'd be nice. And that way they can't use it on Torkoal or Ursaluna. If I knew they didn't have Torkoal in the back, I would just double out here to Tornadus, but if they do have Torkoal, I definitely want to save Tornadus for a free switch in to get off a Rain Dance. So I went for a Flash Cannon into Indeedee and a Surging Strikes into Armarouge, just in case they don't go for the Terrastalization. Like they want to save it for Terra Fire Torkoal. But it does look like they are going for the Terra. And they're Terra Grass, but if they do have Energy Ball, we covered for that by switching to Grass type ourselves. We do have the Grassy terrain up, so Energy Ball would one-hit KO Urshifu. Okay, another Follow Me. Expanding Force shouldn't break our sub. Perfect. Flash Cannon picks up Indeedee. Yeah, this Surging Strikes isn't going to do very much. But that's okay. We do about a quarter damage to them. Would have liked at least a third, but Armarouge is a bulky Pokemon. Okay, so who do they bring in here now? Now they bring in Hatterene. Alright, they've already used their Terra, so I have a pretty free Detect and Flash Cannon. I'm not really worried about Armarouge because it does not hit Heatran with anything. And honestly, neither does Hatterene. Okay, this is 4x resisted. But it is enough to break the sub with the Expanding Force chip. That's fine. They're Life Orb. And they go for a Heat Wave, so we protect against that, and we get a Flash Fire boost that could be useful against their last Pokemon. Damn, they actually tank. I wasn't expecting that. But I don't hate it. I'm just gonna Aqua Jet Hatterene, and we'll Flash Cannon the Armarouge. Urshifu's done his job. I guess I kind of wasted my Terra, considering they didn't attack enemy while as a grass type. Okay, they switch out Hatterene for Ursaluna. Do a little chip with Aqua Jet. Armor Cannon is enough to take us out. But they do drop their special defense, so maybe we can KO with this Flash Cannon. And we get the free switch into Rillaboom so we can fake out Ursaluna on the last turn of Trick Room. Okay, we get a crit there for the KO. May have mattered, but I don't care. Alright, and grass is gone just in time. We bring in Rillaboom here. All they have left is low health Hatterene, so one turn of Trick Room left. I can just fake out Ursaluna and fire a Flash Cannon into Hatterene, and that should wrap it up. They've already used their Terra, so they can't go Terra Ghost on this fake out. And they're obviously not Covert Cloak, being that they took the Flame Orb burn, so this play is pretty safe here. Click fake out, last turn of Trick Room, and I could sub here, but I'm just gonna Flash Cannon. Sub is pretty safe because Hatterene shouldn't be able to do much damage to Heatran with any of its coverage moves, and they just protect. But so it would have given me some insurance against Ursaluna, like if they hadn't used their Terra yet, and they had something to make sure that Rillaboom couldn't one-hit KO them, then sub would have been a better play there. But they've already used their Terra, so this is a safe play. So I can just Wood Hammer and Flash Cannon, and that's GG. Battle is cancelled. Okay, so our opponent Yeti Boss has a similar team to ours, just with Dragonite Chien-Pao over Gothita-Bish and Brobafett. I do like Gothita-Bish with speed control. If I can disguise Gothita-Bish as Heatran, it's really good into the Dragonite Chien-Pao matchup. And I like Urshifu against Chien-Pao. And then yeah, Knuckles in the back. If I can get rid of their Urshifu or burn it with Gothita-Bish or hit it with a Hurricane with Tornadus, then we're in pretty good shape here against the rest of their team. Heatran's good against the Rillaboom. Urshifu is good against their Heatran. And yeah, this is a tough team. They got this is a really strong team. This is one of the better builds of the meta, I think, with the Fire, Water, Grass Core, Heatran, Rillaboom, Urshifu, speed control with Tornadus, and then Dragonite Chien-Pao. So it's probably the strongest team that we have faced as of yet on the ladder. Let's just see how it goes. The deception of Zoroark here is really good into matchups like these, because being how fast-paced this Regulation D meta is, if you can get them to make a couple mistakes thinking that Zoroark is another Pokemon, it can give you just that little advantage you need to get ahead. And I've found that the way that Zoroark is most effective is just by spamming Will-O-Wisps into big offensive threats. Helping Hand is really nice too. And then obviously Taunt is great against things that don't if you like disguise it as something like Urshifu that they don't expect to taunt, you can get off some good surprise taunts here and there. So We see the Rillaboom Urshifu lead. I think in this situation, I want a Will-O-Wisp Urshifu. And set up a Tailwind. Just in case there's Scarf. A lot of times on this Dragonite Chien-Pao build, the Urshifu is Scarfed. And I want to make sure to get the Will-O-Wisp off before it can do anything crazy. Okay, they try to fake out Heatran, but it's not a Heatran, so we don't get faked out. There's our Tailwind. And we do connect Wisp on the Urshifu. Okay, they Surging Strikes Tornadus. And it doesn't quite do half, so it looks like we would have survived without the Wisp, but obviously we have a lot more health now than we would have. So I'm just gonna Wisp Rillaboom now, and I think in this situation it's okay to fire a Hurricane. I don't want to set up the Rain Dance to make Hurricane accurate, because if they take out Tornadus with another Surging Strikes, we're basically in a worse position because we've powered up Urshifu. So it's worth the 70% chance to connect the Hurricane, and if I don't, at least they're burnt, is the way I see it. But we do connect Hurricane. Bop. Urshifu goes down. And we do connect Wisp on Rillaboom. So it's a great start to the game. And they go for the Wood Hammer, realizing I'm a Zoroark. But because of the burn, we do tank it. So we got Zoroark for one more turn. Let's see who they bring in. Okay, they bring in their own Tornadus. I'm just gonna Bitter Malice the Tornadus to get some chip on it. And I like to go for an Icy Wind as well. They don't go for a Terra, so this should hit them both super effectively. Except we miss on the Tornadus. That's unfortunate. That's okay though. I did hit the 70% accuracy Hurricane. They're not Covert Cloak though, so Icy Wind on them would have been really nice to get that speed drop to make sure that they're slower than my Tornadus. Okay, I want to bring in Heatran because neither of these Pokemon should be able to hit it very hard. And I'm just going to go for a Flash Cannon and an Icy Wind. I don't really care about the burnt Rillaboom. I do want to just get rid of this Tornadus as quickly as possible. If I can keep getting consistent chip into Rillaboom, we can take it out with Urshifu, because this build does have close combat. Okay, they're Terra Water on the Rillaboom, expecting me to go for a Fire type move into them. And they just taunt. We do connect Icy Wind this time. Yeah, it's rough because if the last Icy Wind had connected, they'd be KO'd right now, and we'd be redirecting this Flash Cannon into Rillaboom. But still, we get rid of Tornadus. They go for a low kick. It doesn't do very much, but That's alright. And I do still have my Citrus Berry on Heatran, so let's see what their last Pokemon is. Our Tailwind's gone, and they do have Tailwind. So we gotta be careful with this one, and they have Chien-Pao in the back. So I'm gonna go for a Flash Cannon into Chien-Pao, and I think I'll just Hurricane the Rillaboom. This should pick up from here. And if they do Ice Spinner Tornadus, then we'll bring Chien-Pao down to Sash, at least. They protect Chien-Pao, but we do connect the Hurricane. Okay, that's huge. That should wrap it up, because Chien-Pao should not be able to beat Urshifu one-on-one. So, I feel like they're most likely to attack Heatran. I could protect here, but I think I'm okay with just going Flamethrower and Icy Wind. And that'll ensure that Urshifu's faster. And yeah, they do take out Heatran, but if I protect Heatran there and they predict that and they KO Tornadus, it's a little tougher for me, I think. But yeah, now they're guaranteed slower than Urshifu, and their Tailwind's gone. So I can just go Rain Dance, Surging Strikes, and that will finish them off. So they didn't bring Dragonite, but they might have been scared about getting Choice Band Extreme Speed locked into Zoroark. And it was nice to not have to deal with Dragonite. GG. Okay, we got another semi-mirror. They've got Zapdos and Bundle. Will-O-Wisp is really good into this team, and I would like to get speed control for the Bundle. Rillaboom is really good against Iron Bundle, but it's not great against Zapdos or Heatran. I do like Heatran in this matchup. I also really like Brobafett offensively, but defensively I think it's just bad. But we need it to beat the Heatran, so we can just use Terastallization. I do want to disguise Zoroark as Knuckles, though. Yeah, these teams with the Urshifu, Rillaboom, Heatran core are tough, because there's just so many different types. You know, that's the important part about having a Fire, Water, Grass core. An electric Pokemon too. It just makes it really tough to figure out what to bring defensively, because there's so much type coverage. Okay, they have Bundle and Landorus in the lead. Intimidate doesn't matter here. They are Booster Energy. I want to just Will-O-Wisp Landorus and go for a Tailwind. Bitter Malice wouldn't KO Iron Bundle. So I think getting the Will-O-Wisp off on Landorus is the most effective thing I can do here. Zoroark just isn't that strong offensively, so I feel like the best thing I can do with it is spread Will-O-Wisps around and just hamper their physical attackers so that I can win damage trades later with my back Pokemon. They go for Icy Wind. We don't take two with Tornadus. They break our disguise. And they Stomping Tantrum Zoroark, but we tank it thanks to the burn. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm still faster than Bundle. I think I just go for the Helping Hand Hurricane. And if I can get rid of Bundle here, I'm in great shape. If not, we probably lose. So let's hope this hits. And we do connect. Let's go. That's a one-hit KO. Iron Bundle's down. We've got a much clearer path to victory without having to deal with Iron Bundle. And they go for the Rock Slide. We tank with both. So now I'm deliberating my priorities for getting rid of their Pokemon. Being that Landorus didn't do very much with that Stomping Tantrum into Frail Zoroark, I don't think it's very offensive, and we only have special attackers in the back, so I'm not too worried about it. They bring in Urshifu. So they can Aqua Jet KO either one of us. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp and go for an Icy Wind. Yeah, Icy Wind will hit Landorus pretty hard, and I just don't want to bank on a Hurricane here. Okay, they do take out Tornadus, that's fine. And we connect the Will-O-Wisp on Urshifu. Lovely. Alright, so we're in great shape. They U-turn out, so we don't get to see who's faster between Urshifu and Landorus. That could be useful information later, but that's fine. We see who their last Pokemon is. And they've got Zapdos. So, it's 2-3. But both of their physical Pokemon are burnt, so we're in decent position here. And we still have a turn of Tailwind left. I want to Flamethrower Zapdos. And I will just Terra Fairy to get away from a Surging Strikes or Aqua Jet. I could Earth Power here, but they could also switch in Landorus, so I kind of want to get a Calm Mind up. If I can Calm Mind here, it'll put me in better position against the Zapdos. Now, because I'm using my Terra on Landorus, once their Landorus comes back in, Heatran's not in a great position even though they're burnt. We might take one Stomping Tantrum, but setting Landorus up offensively will help us get past their Landorus. Because Brobafett needs to do a lot of damage here. And unfortunately, they resist Sludge Bomb, and I'm pretty sure they're Assault Vest, so. We do get a burn on Zapdos, that's really nice. I think I need to make this Heatran just a little bit more offensive. It's been missing out on damage just a little bit more than I'd like. We get paralyzed there with the Thunderbolt, but that's fair. Burn for Paratrade. So Tailwind's gone. I want to Flamethrower Urshifu, predicting Landorus to switch in and Sludge Bomb Zapdos. I'm just worried about them just going for a Surging Strikes and doing too much damage, so I'll Sludge Bomb Urshifu and Flamethrower the Zapdos. And with the Flamethrower damage and the Burn Chip, they should go down. Okay, they do switch out Urshifu, so the Sludge Bomb play into Zapdos would have been better here. But at least we covered for the Landorus switching in. Yeah, it's a decent chip. This is going to be a close end game. They get up Tailwind, so I'd say they're at an advantage now. That was a good move with the Zapdos. We have brought it down to a 2v2. And both of their Pokemon are burnt, but I just don't have a great way to hit their Landorus with them having Tailwind up. Okay, so I'm going to protect because I think they Stomping Tantrum into Heatran, and I want to buy myself a turn. Earth Power will pick up Urshifu. And normally you don't want to protect in front of Urshifu, but they're definitely targeting my Landorus with their Urshifu. Yeah. Okay, we tank. They do go for the Stomping Tantrum into the Protect. Perfect. So we buy ourselves one extra turn. And Earth Power cleans up Urshifu. Okay, so I don't think their Landorus will be faster than their Zapdos was. And we saw that my Landorus is faster than their Zapdos. So I think I'm faster here once Tailwind goes down. So I want to take this turn to double into them, and then I can protect next turn to stall out their last turn of Tailwind. They just go for a Rock Slide. We break through with Landorus. Alright, and so one tick of Burn and another Sludge Bomb should get the job done. We do get fully paralyzed there, but the chances of not moving with the Rock Slide and the para were pretty good, so I'm going to Flamethrower and just protect to stall out this last turn of Tailwind. And we just bank on my Landorus being faster than theirs. They take out Heatran, but that's fine. It's debatable on whether you attack with both Pokemon there, but because I was paralyzed, I felt like guaranteeing that I stall out Tailwind by protecting there was cool, because if I don't, and they attack into my Landorus that turn and then Heatran gets paralyzed, I guaranteed lose the next turn. My Landorus is modest, so it's not guaranteed to be faster than theirs, but from the damage I've seen, I think this is a really bulky pivot Lando, and they should be invested heavily in HP and defense to make sure they can survive Urshifu stuff. So I'm like 90% sure that I'm faster here. They do go for a Terra, and they're Terra Flying. Okay, so if they were Terra Steel there, we would have been in big trouble, but Terra Flying I'm cool with. And we're faster, and Sludge Bomb picks up. GG. That was a close one, but we did what we had to do to win. So we have a pretty good first run on the Regulation D ladder with the Zoroark squad. It's a little more frail than I'd like, but Zoroark does provide a lot of fun options. I think, though, that I will switch for the next episode to one of the other teams I built. I will provide the rental code in the description if you want to try this team out. That's it for today. We're out of here, baby. Peace.